Getting ready to do rings. Being that this was board 20 over, you want to see PR for piston rings and the O2O, which means these rings were manufactured with a bigger diameter for the 20 over that is bored. If you had standard, they'd be 20 thousandths inner diameter, too short, and you'd be losing oil control. So if you do have it honed over, always make sure that this matches. And then the orientation is always in the book. Shows you where your ring gaps are. So I will set the ring gaps and then come back to make sure that I match what shows here in the manual. Okay, checking ring end gap. I always take the first compression ring and you'll install it in the piston. Hit the light. In the piston bore like that. Take an old piston and you want it so that it's flush here, flush here. You can look to the side and you'll see that you're right at the top of the lowest ring level. So you know that you're flush so that the ring is nice and concentric down in there. You pull this out, and that gap right there, I'm going to measure with the feeler gauge. That gap right there. I'm going to measure with the feeler gauge, make sure that it's within spec. These come from the factory, and you can see where it says 98 DNJ right there. That's the mark that's supposed to go up. That's your up. Sometimes they'll have a little bevel on the gap here. If you look at it from the side, it'll be beveled and angled back. That will be your indicator of which end goes up. But this one's actually got the stamp, which makes it easy. So I'm going to measure this gap, make sure that it's not too narrow, because then you risk breaking a ring, or too open, because then you have oil control problems. But these come from the factory. They're stamped for 20 over. They're manufactured for 20 over. And 99% of the time, you're going to find that they're right where they're supposed to be. So I'm going to go and feeler gauge this. You'll do the top ring and the second ring in each corresponding chamber that you're going to put it in. So this is cylinder number 1. I'm going to put this ring on piston number 1, and it's going to be the top ring. Second ring, same thing as well. I'm just going to check that gap right there.